Mines, northern spawn, light tank. What options do we have? Spawning on mines in the north with a light tank, you have several options. The first one and the most obvious one is to rush the hill, and I do believe that the hill is the strategic position on mines, because from the hill, if you have control over the hill, you basically can spot the entire map, and thus you will certainly develop map control. So it is important to win the hill, and it also makes sense to rush the hill. Now the problem with this gameplay is it's a very risky gameplay, because not only do you have to fight against the enemy light tanks or maybe fast medium tanks, which are also rushing the hill, plus good medium tanks of the enemy team will go to this position and then have the option of getting crossfire once you proceed like this. So once again, it is a very risky gameplay. Now you could also go to this position or maybe this position to get crossfire on your own towards the hill, so towards the enemy light tanks which are rushing the hill. But keep in mind, most of the time this is done by medium tanks which are going to this position. So in my opinion, the best option is to go to this position. Now on the northern spawn, the problem is that it's quite a way until you arrive in this bush, and so you want to make sure that you are able to spot the enemy tanks, even the fast medium tanks, once they cross like this, because once they are here, you will not be able to spot them anymore, and they have quite a good position here. So you want to make sure that you arrive in this position as early as possible, and so I don't recommend to go to the middle. Instead, I recommend to proceed like this and spot those tanks so that your team can take those tanks under fire as early as possible. And then this might be a huge benefit for your team, because sooner or later you will be able to win this portion of the map, and as soon as your team is able to win this position, you can basically take those tanks under fire and get cross shots like this to those heavy tanks, and thus help your team to finally win the hill, even if you have lost the hill at the very first part of the map or of the game. Okay, so we want to go to the 1 lane and try to get some first spots on enemy tanks which are also trying to proceed to the 1 lane. And so we want to go into the bush we talked about, and then from here simply slide into the bush and then try to spot tanks which are proceeding to the south. So let's see. Okay, looks like the enemy. Here you go. There's the nice light tank. Okay, we at least get some. Yeah, we track him, but we do not make any damage. And here I chose to not go for the third shot in order to not receive any damage, any shot by any other enemy tank, which is pretty important. So just because you have 3 shots in your clip does not mean that you have to use them at the same time all at once. So my recommendation is consider that it takes about 2 to 3 seconds for the enemy team to, you know, recognize that you are spotted, and then to aim at you and then to shoot at you. And so you have to be back in cover prior reaching, let's say, about 3 seconds. And so most often it is not the correct gameplay to empty your full clip, but instead to only conduct 1 or 2 shots and then go back into cover, because only making 1 shot as we did in this example, but not receiving any damage is a better trade than doing, let's say, 2 shots but receiving 400, maybe 800 or more damage. Okay, so As the enemy team is not playing the south, keep in mind, the only tank we spotted was the AMX 13105. We can make an aggressive gameplay. And I only recommend to do this if the situation allows for it. So if you recognize that the enemy team is playing this island right here, then you cannot make this move. Instead, you should fall back and try to maybe help your team in winning the hill, but you cannot make this play. But in this situation, we could do this because once again, the only tank which was playing the south was the AMX 13105. And now we want to wait until we've reloaded our clip, and then we can proceed further and then take the object 279E under fire from the K1 position. Now I'm going here as far to the right as I possibly can in order to be safe from shots from the tanks in the middle. I am spotted, but that is not a problem. And now I have this rock here, and adjacent to this rock is a little nice sweet bush which I can use. And now I can get shots to the middle. Here you go. So yeah, okay, this is a pixel shot. Here you go, nice. And maybe one more shot. Here you go, he's taken out, excellent. And now let me see, can we get some more shots? Maybe. No, we cannot. So the question is maybe here you go, maybe on the ST. Nice. Okay, perfect. So we made our clip, and now we have full control over the right hand flank, and this is the perfect play on mines. If you want to make pressure towards the enemy team, you have to win the one lane, especially if you couldn't manage to win the hill. So this side of the map is far more important than compared to the other side of the map. So let's say the 9 lane or the 8 lane. And so this is what I recommend to do most of the time. So let's see if here you go, nice, maybe one more shot. Of course we are spotted now, okay. So okay, he rushes into death, which is nice. And so we can proceed forward and now try to spot the gorilla 15, so that our team can get cross shots or crossfire on the gorilla. Okay, gorilla is already spotted, okay. And I think he has just no, I think the DPM of the gorilla is not too bad, so we certainly don't want to eat a shot from the gorilla, which is able to make, I think, 750 damage. Nice, gorilla is taken out of the game. And so now we can proceed into the enemy base. We have just reloaded our clip, which is nice. And okay, I think he is behind cover. Okay, so it's time for us to kill the leopard PT, the leopard 1, and then maybe proceed towards the Minotauro, because he is full HP. So let us see. Okay, the T62A is making pressure up. Okay, Minotauro is here. You know what? Let's kill him. Nice. Okay, perfect. He's taken out. We're spotted most probably. Yes, we are. And now we have to make sure that we are not spotted anymore before we can continue. 13 to 5, the game is won. However, we want to make more damage, and now I reloaded my clip in order to have my full clip available, and now I have to hurry up in order to be the first tank arriving at those 2 full HP tanks in order to make even more damage. Nice, he has shot, so this is my time to peek out of cover, and now here I use the auto aim function, and here we go. He's unable to turn around his tank. Nice, and we can make another full clip. Excellent. And so yeah, we made 3600 damage. Very nice result, and I think this was a perfect play for a light tank, because in the end, in my opinion, it is important to have full control over the hill. However, the one lane is also pretty important, plus it is the much less risky play if you are spawning from the northern spawn, and so I recommend to conduct this kind of gameplay with a light tank. Now, one thing I want to say, however, is if you are, for example, in an EBR 105 and you have the far faster tank, for example, in let's say you are matched against an AMX 13105, then you can try to proceed towards the hill, because you will arrive there without or let's say much earlier compared to the other light tech, and so this would be a situation in which you could do this gameplay, in which you could proceed towards the hill. But in other situations, if you are matched against an equally fast tank, then in my opinion this gameplay is the one you should conduct.